Food costs for Americans continue to soar, and so do the profits of the corporations selling us food. In fact, multiple studies have found that the prices we're paying for food far outpace the rate of inflation. At the same time, corporations are spending record profits on stock buybacks. You know, here's this is such an ugly story in the sense that, you know, first of all, you have these corporations arguing, well, it's because of COVID. COVID made us do it. Well, really? Because COVID's gone now, and you're still coming in at these ridiculous increases. The other thing we're hearing is, well, this is because of the American Rescue Plan that that he signed. Well, there are two sides to that. Yes, it is. There's some inflation because of it. These things that Biden has done are inflationary. The Inflationary Reduction Act actually became inflationary. They're making all these lobbyist arguments that really sound pretty damn convincing when you listen to what they're saying. And they have the numbers to kind of show it. But at the end of the day, it's PepsiCo. You know, people like Walmart, PepsiCo saying, look, we just want more money. You know, we want to pay our CEOs more money. We want more money for ourselves, and hell with everybody else.
Well, listen, you know, when we're in times of high inflation, as we've discussed a million times, we'll discuss it a million more times before we're through as well. In periods of high inflation, corporations make it very clear, we're going to raise our prices above what inflation is. And right now, that rate is about 7%. A 7% increase over inflation is what these corporations are passing on to us. Pepsi, Kroger, Walmart, all the usual suspects here. So they are making more profits than at any other point in history while claiming, oh, no, things are, we got to do this because inflation's so bad. No, all of the lever put together, all the numbers for
by the
all
way,
the companies.
If you have any doubt about this, go read The Lever. These folks get it right all the time. Every time. And I mean, the numbers are easy to look at. You got inflation at this rate. You got increases at this rate. You got stock buyouts that are skyrocketing. And the stock buyout, all it is, it's good for the shareholder. It's good for the people at the top. And the hell of everybody else trying to buy milk or bread, it doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah, because we're seeing grocery prices. I mean, the price of eggs has increased by 93%.
Yeah.
So the price of eggs has almost doubled in the last 2 years. Milk is, over 80% increase. We are getting screwed. And little part of it is inflation, because inflation's coming down a little bit, but the prices are not. So these companies, when they raised their prices during inflation, eventually they may drop them down a couple pennies, and people will say, okay, it came down, but they're still way higher than they were before inflation.
Sciences. There are indexes that show you this day to day. I mean, it's not like you have to figure this out. You got an inflation index, you got a price increase index. I mean, it's right there. And the truth of the matter is, I'm a little concerned that there hasn't been any effort to have price controls and say, at least threaten them with price controls. Say, look, you continue to do this, you're 7% above what the inflation rate. I'm not seeing any reaction either way. You know it's about your stock buyouts. You know it's about the greed of management with the corporation.
The golden parachutes.
But there's not even any threat to it. You see, that's what bothers me. A leader says, you continue doing this, not only are you affecting the chances of us being reelected, because inflation is one of the key issues, but you're also affecting the rights of American consumers to be able to live a quality life, without being, it's a license to loot. That's the best explanation. Somebody used the term in the story, license to loot. COVID gave them a license to loot. Inflation arguments have given them a license to loot. And at the end of the day, it's a lot more complicated.
The one person, and I do mean one person, that has been consistent on this issue, Elizabeth Warren. She's been sounding this alarm for 2 years now.
Every time, and nevertheless, we ignore her. Now we're talking about one of the segments we did was on really 350 million Americans. This is what we have to choose from. Why not an Elizabeth Warren? Why not somebody like that? Okay, New York Governor Kathy Hochul has always been deeply unpopular, but the arrest of her chief of staff last week for acting as an agent of China has made the situation much worse. There are now fears that Hochul's nonstop problems could hurt the under ticket for the Democrats. It's not just this case, by the way. You know, she had another person who worked prosecuted for bribery.
Yeah, her first lieutenant governor was
yeah,
arrested and
for
prosecuted. So Kathy Hochul's entire administration, you know, first of all, let's not forget the fact that she came in after Cuomo. And Cuomo ended up towards the end there an absolute disaster. He was the rising star of the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
He was the guy that they originally were talking about, hey, if Biden can't, let's get Cuomo.
Yeah.
And so, okay, it ends in disaster. He's got to go. We get Hochul.
Yeah.
And Hochul somehow has managed to be so much worse than the end of the Cuomo years.
Do you know what? Do you remember Cuomo? When Cuomo said it, I thought, well, of course you're saying she's going to be awful. But he said she's going to be awful.
Yeah.
And maybe he knew she was going to be awful because he knew all of these things were in place, all the things that she had to try to overcome. The crime issue, it's killing her. It is absolutely killing her. The issue of housing in New York is killing her. The dealing with immigration in New York is killing her.
The pocketbook issues, the surge pricing
absolutely.
in New York. It took her 2 years to get a bill passed with a Democratic-controlled Senate. Her appointees to the courts getting shut down by her own Democrats. 39% approval rating. The state is telling her, we don't like you. And the last thing she needed was, okay, well, you may not like me, but at least my friends aren't going to prison. Well,
They are going to
they
prison.
could be, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember listening to it was Cuomo, and it was all of his kind of, you know, his flying monkeys. She's going to be awful. She's going to be terrible. This is going to happen. Well, they knew. It was already there. It was in place. But this gets a little crazy when you have your one of your key staff members interviewing, saying that we can't allow the Taiwanese ambassador to come to the United States. She stopped that.
Yeah.
I mean, she did stuff like that because she was working for China. And all of this influence peddling she's been doing, this person who's being prosecuted. But there's no way that you can say that doesn't reflect on leadership. I mean, I'd hate to think we've got, 250 employees here? I'm probably going to know if something's wrong. I mean, I'm going to hear bits and pieces, you know.
Well, and it's almost sad what this employee got in return for all of these huge favors.
Yeah, talk about it. I thought same
she
thing.
got some. She got some duck dinners.
Yeah, twice fried.
Yeah.
She gets twice fried duck dinners.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost comical.
I mean, you know, hey, we need you to do all these favors, get China all these special favors in New York where we want to do business. We're going to make billions off of it, and we're going to take you out for some nice
How about
wings.
her husband, Ho? What's his name, Ho?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a Chinese businessman,
right.
So he benefited directly from that.
Yeah. So this is, you know,
not just twice fried duck.
Yeah.
He got some other stuff.
Yeah, so he is, of course, also one of the individuals that's been indicted here. And yeah, he is deeply connected to these individuals. So it's very obvious, based on the indictment, that she is abusing her position, using it to get her husband rich, using it to fill her belly, I guess.
What do you think of her? What do you think of Hochul? I mean, when you watch her speak and you go, what do you think?
From what I've seen, again, you know, I don't get too much involved with the state politics, but what I've seen from all the friends in New York and all the folks on social media, they despise her.
Yeah.
She has been horrible on the economic issues. She's been horrible on all of the, immigration, on crime, on everything. Just dropped the ball. And even Nancy Pelosi now is starting to worry, hey, we've got a real problem because even though you're not on the ballot this year, you're a Democrat and you're at the top of the food chain in New York, and that's going to hurt us.
I love the way she went back at Nancy Pelosi, though. Okay, so Pelosi says you're going to cost us elections, and Hochul comes back and says, "Really? You cost us this many House members in California, Pelosi." It's just this infighting that I just think is so interesting. I think this is the end of her career, unless she does something really extraordinary.